Hi, this is Ethan Mussolini, the Merchant of Success. Welcome to this episode on how to take risks. Because I believe that if you are to make this year the best ever, you have to be ready to take risks. And of course, this is part of the series on how to make this year the best ever. You know, there are people who are very risk averse. And of course, there are also people who are who take too much risk. So there has to be a balance. And you have to learn to take risks, because I usually tell people, you know what, the growth is on the other side. I was sharing with my colleagues at, last week, I think this week, saying, look, we are expanding. I'm uncomfortable about it. I know it's a bit risky, but you know what? I know that's where the growth is. In the same way for you, if you are to grow, you need to be ready to take some risks. What's a risk? A risk is anything where you feel you're not guaranteed of returns and you don't have solid expertise and backup to assured of returns, for example. Of course, everything is somehow, there is always some risk attached to it. But of course, when we say risk, we mean those things that are outlandish, outside the realm of what you're used to. Now, how do you take risks? Number one is look for risks that, again, you feel are going to serve you, that you feel will expand you, that you feel will take you to another level. Number two is the way you minimize risk also is you ask yourself, okay, what is the downside and how do I limit that? So for example, if you're lending out money, you're making a risk. So how do you minimize the downside? The downside, you minimize it by getting someone, for example, to give you collateral security, or to at least have a post-dated check, or to have a contract of sorts, an agreement. That's minimizing your risk. So you're taking a risk, but you're minimizing it. So you ask yourself, okay, how do I minimize the risk or the downside of this decision I'm taking? Number three, of course, then you ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Look through, and if you notice that you cannot handle the worst, then possibly that's not a good risk for you to take. If you feel you can deal with the worst, one of my staff was saying, oh, but you're pushing us to do sales. Me, I hate sales, I'm uncomfortable. So when I asked, what's the worst that can happen? I said, rejection. Okay, can you live with the rejection? Of course, yes, go. Go do it. If you feel that the upside is worth the risk, is the upside worth the rejection? Of course. Most times it is, depending on the industry, on something that you're working on. So I want you to really start taking some risks. So this year, take some risk. Of course, I'm not saying that if your risk appetite was at a level 2 out of 10, I'm not saying that you go to a level 9. If it was at a level 2 the previous year, this year you can push it to a level 4. Take some risks, because then that's how you will discover yourself. That's how you discover opportunities. And when you do, then you'll find that you're actually a greater person than whom you've actually been believing to be and how you've been leading. All right, I hope you found some tips and ideas on how to utilize risk. And I invite you to leave some comments, some thoughts or reflections below this video. And of course, you can check out my other website platforms like ethanmussolini.com, succeedingdaily.com. You could also drop me an email. I could be your coach. So I've coached many people to help them to supercharge their results. You can drop me an email at info@ethanmussolini.com. You should be reading it on the screen now, or send me, or you can call me, and that is +256 772 936361, or you can call my colleague on +256 775 662298. Also check out my social media channels, like my fan page on Facebook, which is Ethan Mussolini, facebook.com/Ethan Mussolini. My Twitter handle is Ethan Mussolini. Instagram, same, it's still the same, Ethan Mussolini. Until then, be happy, make this year the best ever, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.